You ever get told to leave your own property by someone who's technically your tenant? That's what happened when the local HOA tried to evict me from the ranch I inherited, claiming I violated community standards. What they didn't realize, I own the land their HOA office is built on, literally. So when they pushed too far, I didn't just push back. I served them a 30-day notice to vacate and ended their reign of petty tyranny. How it all started. My grandfather bought 50 acres back in the 1960s, long before the suburbs crept out this way. When he passed, he left me everything: the ranch house, the barns, and a plot of land he'd leased decades ago to a developer who eventually formed an HOA, Willow Creek Commons. They built their community center, the HOA main office, on a corner of the land they leased from our family trust. Apparently, they forgot that part. The first notice: you're out of compliance. I lived on the ranch for less than 6 months when I got a letter from the Willow Creek HOA that said, "Dear resident, you are in violation of HOA codes regarding fencing, animal storage, and land use. You are hereby given 14 days to correct the violations or face eviction proceedings." I laughed out loud. I'm not part of the HOA, never signed anything, and my land predates the community by decades. I replied with, "You don't govern this property. I'm not under your jurisdiction." Their response? An actual eviction notice. Karen-level stupidity, board-level arrogance. Turns out the new HOA president, let's call her Tammy, believed the ranch was an unclaimed zone absorbed by the HOA. If you're within the boundaries of Willow Creek, you're subject to HOA regulation. That's not how land ownership works, Tammy. Either comply or we'll pursue legal removal. What she didn't know is I have title records, land lease agreements, property maps, and a very detailed commercial lease showing that the HOA's main office sits on my land. They've been paying rent to my late grandfather's trust for 28 years, and now the lease was up for renewal. My legal countermove. I had my lawyer draft a simple notice: 30-day notice to vacate premises due to breach of civility, misuse of authority, and attempted unlawful eviction. Your lease is hereby revoked. I had it hand-delivered to the HOA building by a process server who happened to be my cousin. Tammy came storming to my gate the next morning. "You can't just kick us out. You tried to evict me from my own ranch. Now you're the one packing." She threatened court. I said, "Please do." The fallout. Instead of going to court, the HOA board called an emergency meeting. Turns out they had no idea they were leasing the land from a private owner, had never read the original parcel agreement, and couldn't afford to move their office on short notice. They begged me to reconsider. I said, drop the eviction threats, issue a public apology, and no HOA contact with my property ever again. They folded like lawn chairs. The public apology. The next HOA newsletter included, "We deeply regret recent actions taken against neighboring property owners. Willow Creek Commons respects private land rights and acknowledges the boundary error." Tammy resigned the next week. The HOA board signed a new lease agreement, triple the original rent, with a clause that says, "Landlord retains the right to terminate the lease at any time upon breach of civility." That clause? I named it the "Try Me Again" clause. Where it stands now. My ranch is calm again. No letters, no threats, no clipboards. And every time I drive past their little HOA building, I smile. Because they used to think they could evict me. Now they pay me rent.